Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fifth part of Control. Today we're going to see what we can do about finding that scientist down in the lower levels, and also we're going to continue the main quest because after yesterday's stream, that's pretty much the only thing still on the board. We might also check and see if there's anything new for that Ahti wants us to do. I am your host, Iron Dragon. A reminder to the new people, like, subscribe, comment. That really helps with the algorithm. And let's get started. By the way, I am eating dinner, so I will be turning my microphone on and off so you don't have to hear me crunching. So just letting you know. Thank goodness there's a fast travel point right to Central Research. And hello, Carrie. Yeah, I found out that in general, a lot of people don't like to listen to other people eating. So, and my dinner is a Frito pie, so there's going to be some crunching involved. So, I figure I'll just turn my mic off for that. Well, the thing is, I was going to have a Frito pie yesterday, but I mentioned that I forgot the Fritos. So while I was out delivering packages today, I decided I was going to drop by the store and pick up those Fritos. How many of you guys are there this time? A lot more than I was expecting. That does remind me, I do need to go through my... these because I am out of room for any more. Well, these are both the same. Deconstruct that one. To some extent, with the mods, at least the ones that are common to multiple forms, it doesn't hurt to have multiples of the same type. But since you're limited to how many you can carry, it makes sense to occasionally purge the ones you're not going to use. And boy, I have plenty of them. Let's go over here to this one. Absolutely eliminate that one. And that one. And that one. Those are both the same, so I can get rid of one of them. There, that should narrow it down enough. Okay, just making sure there's nothing important over here. Whoop.
Excuse me, are you lost?
Alternative perspective, thresholds utility research. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay contains some glaring omissions I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the something creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into blank. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to File 2-35-1863 for full report. And yes, Dr. Underhill is very rude. Underhill checking in. Hello, Raya. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, extremely bright, extremely intuitive, but I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together, could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Talk soon, Casper.
Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Well, type A grows near fresh corpses, type B grows near toilets, type C grows near televisions, type D grows near staircases, and type E grows near the pit.
Have you worked with Emily Poe?
Our paths have crossed. Darling arranged for us to have a coffee. A meeting of the minds, he called it. She's talented. I can certainly see her doing well here.
I feel like there's a but coming.
But she's drunk a bit too much of the Bureau's proverbial Kool-Aid. She shouldn't be afraid to forge ahead on her own. Science is skepticism. Everything must be questioned before the truth can emerge.
So is Darling your boss?
If you insist on clinging to such outdated hierarchies, then yes. However, I would argue that our fields are too dissimilar for one to manage the other. Of course, Darling would much prefer to find his own miracle solution to the Bureau's fungal frustrations. He always needs to be the hero.
So tell me again how you came to work at the Bureau?
Well, like I said, I was brought in as a special advisor. A temporary position, you see. Although that's not the whole truth. I was employed here for a time, straight out of university. After a decade of admittedly fascinating work in threshold research and regulation, I began to chafe under the bureaucracy. I needed a change. Not that academia was so different.
And then the mold happened.
About 4 months ago, yes. Since my departure from the Bureau, they hadn't been able to find my equal in threshold analysis. Darling and I had kept in touch over the years, meeting at conferences and the like. He called me, and I booked a flight. I've never been able to say no to a man with a dangerous alien biosphere. I had to leave my post in the middle of term, but so be it.
So she's a professor. That explains a lot. The mold seems to be having some weird effects on things.
Indeed. Even people are susceptible. The fungus grows rapidly within the chest cavity, killing the host. Luckily, one must ingest the stalks to become infected.
Don't eat the mold. Okay.
We've always cremated the infected bodies after autopsy, but I believe there may be another stage of maturity. A blooming, if you will.
I never thought the word blooming would sound so horrible. Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
Smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
Pink Flamingo Supplement, AI46-KE. Agents noted a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See PAI 1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of blank seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day. After, I'm going to assume that next word is interrogation, he was found to possess no objects of power and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status, although this still has not been proven. All known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item.
Those people?
Probably were at some point. Oh, there you are. Bremen Basket, AI54-UE. Item to be stored in a black rock paneled cell. Keep away from lab animals when not in use. A simple wicker basket with cloth lining, no food items inside. The item produces a hypnotic effect that solely affects non-human animals, forcing them to congregate passively around the object. Animals from every genus and species that have thus far been tested are susceptible. Single-cell organisms do not appear to react to the effect. Appendix. Item was taken to a forest upstate for testing. Results of the test provided contradicting data, as some of the attracted animals exhibited hyper-aggressive behavior. The exercise unfortunately resulted in blank blank. Further testing should be restricted to more low-risk animal species with medical staff on standby. And of course the first thing it does is blow up on me. Now you'd think there'd be a control point around here somewhere.
Careful in there, man. Area's under quarantine. I'll be really good with that talk out.
And there probably is, I just don't remember where it is. It's not out here in this area. And there's the control point I knew was up here somewhere.
This must be one of the samples.
There's the type that grows near corpses. Thank goodness for the conveniently close waypoint so I can keep recharging my health. There.
One of Underhill's samples.
The kind that grows near televisions, which coincidentally
fixed. Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain visuals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Why does that sound so much? I halfway expected him to say, safe employees or happy employees, or else. I think I put a little bit too much spice in that Frito pie.
Looks like a good one.
Grows near the pit.
Found one.
Grows near staircases. Now the only one I don't have is the one that grows near toilets. Let's very swiftly touch bases here. To recharge our health. And based on that restroom sign that's right there, I bet I know where the last one is. Or maybe I don't. Oh. Yep, toilets all over this area. And there's the last sample.
This looks like a good one. That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
You look like a woman with mold for me.
You look like a woman with more lore for me. So, you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms similar in appearance to blank construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these are the original disseminators of the mold or bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I have ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adopted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is a truly ingenious little thing. A full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on.
I found all 5. Right, I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold, or fungus, because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores.
Feel like I should ask to see her credentials.
There. That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin to understand how to stop it.
Take a mystery pill because a rude lady in a hazmat suit tells you to. Great idea, Jesse.
Ugh. Honestly, did you want me to wrap it in cheese?
Not the taste, the smell. It stinks in here now.
Good. That means the pill is working. The worse it smells, the safer you'll be. Now go. Find the source.
Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
I have no idea what she's smelling, but whatever it smells like, I'm just going to say it probably smells like a fart.
This must be the pit Underhill was talking about.
Ranger Captain 7.25. Underhill sent us down this weird-ass threshold looking for whatever's moving. They said this. It smells delicious.
I think if I remember correctly from when I played through this, that we're going to find about 5 of those tapes.
The further I go, the worse it smells.
That's not a bad price for it. I forget what I paid for it way back when.
Ranger 7.28. Wait, 6, 7, whatever. Still in the threshold. Ollie's straight up eating the vegetables now, because, why not? Mom said, eat your vegetables. Eat too many and your skin will turn green. Green like Ollie's. Hey, Ollie, what'd you find now?
Nothing good, I would bet. Oop. Did not intend to pick that up.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
I'd call that the source. Yeah.
Not really. Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope. No.
Let's hope I don't have as many failures with this one as I do with the one I had the other day.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope. No.
Oh, come on. And hello, die.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope. No.
Well, if I can just avoid getting... of having that happen to me. Apparently I got gassed.
Is that the source? It's pretty.
That first one, for some reason, always seems... to never quite make contact. And then I have to come out from behind the rock in order to shoot it, which is exactly when it shoots me.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
Well, I have one hit left. Thankfully, that helped. And I get gassed again. Can't dodge the gas.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
And that's the gas. It's not the damn monster hitting me that's killing me.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Is that the source?
Oh, I'll get it eventually. Nine extra projectiles with 20% reduced projectile spread might actually come in handy.
Nope. No.
Oh ho. Unfortunately, I was picking something up at the time and wasn't able to take advantage of that opening. Right. I was doing so well and I had to let myself die because the camera clipped through the rocks. And it's still doing it. Nope. Be right back. Whenever it starts doing that, the only solution is to restart the game. I'm still not even sure what causes it to do that. But at least we start up at the top of the pit.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope. No.
I think what I need to do is start levitating up above that gas when it starts.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope. No.
Also, when those two side heads come down, or when one of them comes down to attack you, dodged the gas, didn't dodge the head hitting me. The gas only lasts a few seconds. You got to get up above it.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Is that the source? It's
Pretty much.
pretty.
Oh, stop ripping pieces of... And one of the bulbs of fungus exploded.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope.
And see, that's one head down, at least temporarily. Oh, come on, get up above it! No, she's not going to get up above it. She's going to get suffocated by it. Cute, Ruger. Cute.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. No.
Be right with you.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
Thought I was getting a phone call, but it turned out to just be a spam message. If only I hadn't been doing something else at the time, I could have taken advantage of that. Well,
I need to stop being surprised about all the weird shit in this place.
now I have to figure out how I'm going to return to Underhill. Ah, right. Passage back here behind it.
Oh, good. I don't need one.
Okay, finally got it, although I think that was more luck than anything else. I know Oxhorn played through this. I'm going to have to watch that and see just how many times he ended up failing that particular checkpoint. please stop wrecking the cafeteria? I mean, seriously, such a mess. Guess it's a good thing for the FBC that things like to return to their former shape around here. Because when I come back this way, all of that will be reset back to where it was. And no, I do not have a health trainer turned on. What I'm doing is I'm hitting the spacebar right before I hit the ground.
And you're not sprouting mold from your eyes. I take it that means my pill worked. Now tell me everything. Did you find the source? You did, didn't you?
I found a big angry plant. Like gigantic. I killed it.
You killed it! You found the source and you killed it! I could have learned so much from a live specimen.
Her concern is touching. Really, it's too much. Here, I brought you a sample.
A piece of the innermost mold. You're not such a lost cause after all. Strange. So different, even superficially. Another stage of growth, perhaps.
Please, no more stages.
You'll be pleased to know that cutting down the creature at the source has already resulted in a notable cessation of the mold's rapid growth. You bought me time for further study.
So what now?
I'm glad you asked. While you were busy in the pit, a number of mold hosts were sighted beyond the threshold. They managed to sneak out without the rangers noticing. There's a reason I didn't send Steve and Andy to find the mold source with the others. These vagrant hosts must be eradicated as soon as possible. The mold can still be spread by their overgrown bodies.
Any idea where they went?
The hosts I've observed are not a sprightly bunch. Here are the reports I've received. They'll help you find them.
I'll go take care of them.
Good. And do be quick about it.
There's a nice way to say that. Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
Thus kicking off yet another side quest. And I forgot that elevator is stuck down here.
You hungry, Steve?
Four points for abilities. I don't use Grand Slam or Seize that often. I'm starting to use Shield more often. Okay, now I can launch small and large enemies. There we go. Now I can theoretically build level 5 constructs. Level 6 upgrades are going to require shifting fragments, but I've got level 5 on that. And I can upgrade either shatter, spin, or charge. Let's go ahead and upgrade shatter to unlock that third slot. And once I save up enough source, I'll be able to upgrade spin to the second mod slot. Okay, let's see. Let's move out of the circle just a second so we can go to missions. Parapsychology, central research, okay. Well, here we are again, back in central research. With mostly everything back in order. And there's at least 3 hosts down here. Of course, there's also these guys. Next. Now I just need to figure out where the other two are. Someone's out here throwing stuff at me, or... Aha! There's one of them at least. Okay, 2 hosts taken care of. But as it's become obvious, the first sign of one of the mold hosts that I need to take out is mold around a door or area. Oh, come on. Again? Or just someone left over from the last wave, I wonder. Give me a second.
Some sharpening, the tools could definitely...
Crap. No, I did not want to do that. But there it is. After dealing with these guys... one of the hidden locations that this game is famous for. Again? And again. Okay, well, guess we'll go up to parapsychology next. I'd help if I headed the correct way. Oh, hey. Lore. Official findings report, Ray Dr. Yoshimi Tokui. Dr. Yoshimi Tokui, a Japanese citizen residing in Tokyo, has produced a series of guided imagery experience audio recordings that have gained notable popularity around the globe. Due to his unusually swift rise in fame, along with reports of vivid blank accompanying the use of his tapes, investigation sector staff were asked him to look into the doctor's background. We found no past incident with an altered occurrence, nor any evidence of involvement with an altered organization. However, agents that attended a signing event reported blank when hearing Dr. Takui speak. We recommend that the research team obtain an audio recording of Dr. Takui's voice and perform any and all relevant analyses. Based on the findings, the investigation sector will determine next steps regarding Dr. Takui, as well as his eligibility for the Prime Candidate Program. Refer to file 742-9633 for the full report. What do I have in multimedia? Oh, the 3 threshold logs, which we've already heard. And another. Darling here, some of you were curious why I had these sensory deprivation tanks installed. I thought I'd shed some light on the subject. Maybe some of you have heard of a Dr. Yoshimi Takui, the man behind the hugely popular guided imagery experience tapes. Apparently his tapes go beyond the normal meditative qualities of such things, but create genuine hallucinatory visions in some listeners, or so the reports say. We bought these tanks in to test Dr. Takui's tapes for ourselves. Plus there may be some stress-relieving uses for the staff down the road. I think we could all benefit from some time in a dark and closed space, don't you? Unless you're claustrophobic, maybe. If you have any more questions, feel free to stop by my office. You know where it is. Well, I guarantee the good doctor that I certainly would not have any meditative benefits from a dark and closed space, that's for sure. Oh. Almost forgot to get that while I was in here. Just touching base to make sure my progress is saved. And then we head to parakinesiology. Oh, and then there's one in the Astral Exhibition, too. Okay. I forgot that the Astral Exhibition was already this way, which would be right up there. Touch base with the fast travel point. Gotcha. Already seen that one, or it would have told me I had another. Okay. That's those three taken care of. Now we just got to head over to the ritual division and get those three. Okay. Let's see. And right behind this door, pretty much. Then back up again, and the other one's in the synchronicity lab. after fighting off all of these dudes. Quite a lot of those hiss things. Okay. That's 2 out of 3 in the ritual division. And if I'm remembering right, well, first let's touch base. Ah. If I'm remembering right, it's up here in luck and probability. Oh, nope, it's down here in luck and probability.
I think that's the last one. I should let Underhill know.
And then backtrack back to the pit. Or not. And that's what happens when you don't aim properly. I suppose, if anything, that serves as proof that I wasn't cheating when I did that and stopped just before hitting the ground.
I found the hosts. They won't be spreading any more mold.
Well done. I'll send burn teams to sanitize the locations. I'm beginning to wonder if these hosts are originating outside the threshold in independent patches of mold growth.
You don't sound very optimistic.
Optimism is for farmers, as my mother always said. I suppose you could now return to that hiss business you all seem so concerned about.
This woman has some incredible tunnel vision. Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
I'm not even sure tunnel vision is the right word for it. She has blinders on. Okay, 3 more ability points. And I think I will go on ahead and spend them on shield strength. Not really worried about the shield rush ability. But the shield energy recovery is nice. And now the only thing currently left, well, almost the only thing left. First thing I want to do is kill this damn gnat that's flying around. But go back to maintenance and see if Ahti has anything else for me to do.
You need to scrap that clean or there goes my reputation and all.
Kind of figured he did. And it also makes sense that it's mold related. Guess I should probably go back through my stuff. Let's see, that's a 38, that's a 40. That gets deconstructed. That's level 3, deconstructed. Level 1, deconstructed. That should be enough for now. That gives me room for 10 more. And that is off in the medical wing. Be right back. Going to get my blood pressure pill. All right, here we go.
Mold's gotten in here too?
As if you didn't know.
Right. Let's get cleaning, she said, cocking her gun.
Damn. I wonder. Yes, I have enough source now. There, spin's been upgraded again. And when I have enough source, I can upgrade it again already. Pierce, I need a few more remote thoughts to get that to level 3. And I need more source to upgrade charge. But I'm working on it. Now, back to the medical wing with more than one hit point. Okay, so where is the mold that I'm looking for? Okay. I had to look up what I was looking for. That. 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 And there's two more. I just need to remember where they are. Well, oh, that one. That one. Uh, I think I got the one that was in here, but there's one left. And these guys. Thank you. There's one more of those green mold things left.
Throw it down.
And there it is. That one's kind of hard to find because you have to remember to look in the blocked doorway for it. You guys again? Nah. Got to report back to Ahti again. Because, of course, that's not all the mold. Or there will be more later. Okay, right now the only thing we have available to us is the face of the enemy. There might be more after that of the mold. If I remember correctly, there's 3 of those missions where you're clearing out mold. And after completing the 3rd one, you unlock the janitor's uniform. Today on Who Wants to Be a Janitor? But it does give me 3 more ability points. So I'll go ahead and unlock maximum shield strength. That way I can get the shield energy recovery. Also need to max out launch damage and pick up the energy recovers while holding launch objects. And these. Okay. So, off we go to fight even more of these things. There. Haven't missed any lore in there.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
I now have the candidate P7 outfit, because that's what Jesse was. Jesse Faden movement tracking. Ray, eastward movement, cause for concern. Went from Cheyenne to Sydney to Des Moines to Chicago to South Bend to Cleveland to Bloomsburg to New York City. Over the course of about a month, 2 months almost.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan. And
An audio log actually left by Jesse.
we loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing. The slide projector...
Let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know. all the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Since I have the P7 outfit.
I wish things had gone differently in Ordinary for us. Wishing won't change things. Finding the...
Dylan Faden transcript. Transcripted conversation for review by Dr. Darling. Note, subject was alone during this outburst. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore, and I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. F off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the message. Subject repeated the phrase F off numerous times before being sedated. I have a feeling he was talking to Polaris.
Projector will.
Case summary. Agent killed during blank involving Dylan Faden, codename P6. Autopsy findings. Blunt force injury of the head and neck, extensive trauma of the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between the L1 and L2 vertebrae, well, that's what killed him, avulsion fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right, blunt force injuries of the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities, dislocation of left and right elbow, dislocation of left and right knee. After examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the blank was contorted through his blank. I don't know what's behind those blanks, but I have a feeling it's normally anatomically impossible for most people. Either that or my mind is just more perverted than usual right now. Also, in the multimedia collection,
Ordinary. So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden. Prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her. But the boy had so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. Like, I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Okay.
I studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Okay, that opens the route back. This heads out to the Ordinary AWE. And more of these guys. Yay. Work chat, dead dog. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yeah, straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It had been rotting in that box since they packed it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining to me. I wish I got to watch a parade of human teeth. Ew. Reminds me of that song that used to play on the Dr. Demento show about how dead puppies aren't much fun. Which is true, they're not. But still. Shipping manifest, Willow AWE. A hollow sphere, stone-like material. Vitrified soil, pieces of various sizes and colors. Animal carcass, possibly canine. A rusted metal bucket. Leather wallet. An aged shotgun cartridge. All materials go to the investigation sector for further analysis. Entropic echo and a rather high level dodge efficiency. I think that's a level 4. Maybe level 5. Ha.
Dylan and I were both prime candidates. Experiments. We're going back home. Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
See, this is one of those levels that I couldn't have gotten into without that pill. Oh, great. One of those things.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Can't get through that one because of the mold.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Ew, gross. Yeah, something's blocking it all right. Let me make sure I've cleared this area. Yeah, there's no going further that way, but there is this. Another dodge efficiency. Suppose I should check my loadout again. Well, I can get rid of energy recovery. I can get rid of that one. I can definitely get rid of that one. And that one. And that one. And that one. I have another big damage boost. Got that one, which is a 50. Ooh, a 53? Okay. So I'll get rid of that level 3 one. That'll do for now. I don't want to spend too much time on that screen. To be honest, that one almost got me. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. And another elevator. Search for the slide projector, huh? First, okay, that's the ordinary AWE. Or a reproduction of it, in any case. And lore. The airplane evaluation order. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Blank, Cincinnati. It is suspected to be connected to the ordinary AWE and is being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel, special access. For more information on the tunnel and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and Blank, see file 412-4521. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for blank blank, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. Refer to file 9-12-8371 for the full report. And so, onward we go to the ordinary AWE. Hello. That worked well. Ordinary AWE Stage 1A. The dump. Witness testimonies. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. Dylan. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. Jesse. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, note, likely Tom Barlow, missing, and his gang. Freddie, note, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo, note, no one by this name was found in public records, bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Dylan. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation, house.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years shining a light in the shadows. Thank you for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, I found out. I don't know what happened.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident. This is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, Colin.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they say. But that's bullshit.
Well, please watch the language, Colin. It's 2 a.m. We're still in family show.
I'm sorry. It's just my brother they said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, with the phrase, there is no salvation written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Rio Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said it was fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction. As predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Lane.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. Good timing too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there.
Ordinary, AWE 24. Event summary. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary caused by an object of power, slide projector ID OOP15, discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. See OOP15 case file and Darling presentations for details. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews and Prime Candidate program files.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding on our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions. Or did I try?
Stage 4A, Town Proper Witness Testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog. Like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. Dylan. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. Dylan. Extrapolated information. Additional slide, designation hand, SID 36, is verified and in Bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Dog Neil, EID 19930. AWE Stage 2, the Sled Hill Cave, witness testimonies. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Dylan. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide. We called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Knot Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Knot Mother. And yeah, you're probably right. I mean, seriously. There's a lot of things that people won't remember. You know, there's actually a video on YouTube. Gonna pause it here for just a second. There's a video on YouTube about modern kids trying to use 80s technology like a Commodore 64. It's funny to watch, especially since I grew up on a Commodore 64. I mean, that was, my first computer was a VIC-20, my second was a Commodore 64. I still have 2 fully functioning Commodore 64s with disk drives, which would probably sell for a good sum of money if I wanted to part with them. Because, you know, retro computing is a thing these days. Another thing that we're probably not going to, a lot of people aren't going to remember, back when I was in elementary school at least, is those mimeograph machines. You know, the ones where you put that special, the paper you wanted to copy on it and manually cranked the thing to make copies with it. Yeah.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Freedom, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Governor's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come in. He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even close to
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do you do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions you can't answer? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what he knew. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey, are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Yeah, you know, I don't really blame him for going a little bit psycho. Stage 1B. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector, says Jesse. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. Again, Jesse. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Dylan. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation meadow.
Let's see what they have on ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
And yeah, thought so. All stage 4B. We went in and met Polaris, like a star. She told us we were special. She made us special. It felt like being born or reborn, the world fading in for the first time. Familiar but somehow different. Jesse. Polaris told us how to turn off the projector. The dung monkeys and the knot mother were coming straight at us. Dylan was crying. I turned it off and they were gone. It was over. I took all the slides and burned them. All of them except Hand. Jesse. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Polaris, EID 19929. Kind of thought there might be another something hidden there. And there might be something else hidden up here, which is why I'm backtracking. Because there's a part 3. Or I wonder if that's down in the... reproduction of ordinary. It's got to be down in the reproduction, I guess. Of course. Quite a lot of mods there. think 3 or 4 of them in that one little area.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What?
I don't matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself.
I didn't.
No matter. You said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this. I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
Are you referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse.
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly. They took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Considering the way they tried to cover it up, I'm amazed that Jessie is as sane as she is. Ordinary supplement. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all 3 sources contain conflicting data. Example, DF claims there were 8 slides for the projector. JF mentioned 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the blank department, where details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors found in the area, should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. What do I have in here? Oh, yeah. suspected that there might be something up here. Globe Supplement, the Wolf Globe, AI72-PE. The item was found in the penthouse suite in Toronto belonging to David Wolf, who is being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. See case 13HQ37. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. Supplementary materials, article from the Toronto Daily. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept Toronto high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati, but it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. No, I pretty much guarantee he's not. Oh, hello. Ah, there you are.
We should check that lab.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Sterling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
New entry here. Yeah, we fired him. You don't have to worry about him.
Dylan's a lost cause. I know I struggled to see this, but we contained him. I wish I had sided with Marshall. Back when it was just one person. So many dead. I thought his youth was an asset. Just too much too soon. Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. I'm transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Okay. Well, okay. Pick up a coin there. Pick up a mod there. Activate that, which opens this. Back to the turntable. Three more ability points, not enough for the shield energy recovery there, but enough to upgrade launch. And we're 3 away from maxing out that. And then it's 8 points for multi-launch. Yikes. And the reason we're going back to the sector elevator, our head executive, is so that we can take the elevator, come on, elevator down to the investigations sector. Also, just so I can show you this real quick, there we go, candidate P7, just like the one Dylan's wearing, but with a 7. Okay. Oh, let's see if she's got anything new to say. She might or might not.
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing. I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, "Not quite, Professor," and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. He's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. Whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench? Have you learned anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. It's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry. Got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right? I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier. I like the sound of that. I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up.
I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object. There you are. Did you find those Rangers at the formation?
I found them. But it's not good news. The hiss got there first. Lots of them.
Another dead team. Jesus. You know, I should have seen this coming. The formation, it's got like a pull to it. Things just end up there. I'm sure you saw all the junk from the Bureau lying around.
There were a lot of hiss, Arish. I mean, a lot. Did they get pulled in too?
Or they forced their way in. The formation is just a big question mark to us. But who knows? You might even find some useful stuff down there. All I know is We cannot let the Hiss get comfortable.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Uh-huh. A simple one. You need to find more tokens and clear the Hiss the fuck out of the formation.
That is simple.
Oh, and I found a file on the formation while you were gone. You can take a look for yourself if you want. A lot of the terms in there are way beyond me. I don't like to overcomplicate these situations. When in doubt, fuck it. Shoot something, right?
Real helpful, Arish.
I try.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Actually, now that I think about it, let's check astral constructs. We might be able to upgrade something. And in fact, we can. Let's go ahead and upgrade spin. There we go. Now all that's left is upgrading Pierce and Charge. And upgrading Charge is only going to be a few thousand, so...
Best of luck.
Let's see. Containment sector. Debating if I should go back for him or not. Also, there's that record that he gave us. The formation is a tall stone structure found in Quarry Site Beta, only reachable by placing distinct tokens into the jukebox object of power. See OOP-10 for details. The formation's exact purpose is blank, but we can at least examine its relationship with the blank surrounding it. Measuring devices found trace evidence of blank at certain lines running from the formation to the blank. When examined properly, 4 direct ritual tethers were detected. Some form of sympathetic causality connects the formation with the blank, which means, in theory, that when certain blank are performed at one, it will physically affect the other. I've been urged to note here that some individuals believe the formation responds to any fulfillment of purpose or desire in nearby individuals, though I'd like to remind those individuals that we're the parakinesiology department, not the parafeelings department. I'm proud to report that my team was able to design, construct, and install a permanent detection system. These arches will help Rangers identify when the causal tethers are active, allowing them to better blank. Refer to file 8-38-1989 for full report. Guess we'll go back and see if we can take out Tomasi really quick. That shouldn't take too long, I hope. Unless he kills me a bunch of times, because that was one of the harder bosses in the early game. That upgrade to launch is a one-hit kill for all these level 4 guys. Yeah, I thought so. For a fraction of a second, I thought I had managed to eliminate that thing somehow. But those are supposed to be indestructible. So I'm glad to see I was wrong. Okay, can't rotate it again, so where the heck is Tomasi? Well, you want to bet he's back over here. Or not, because this is the transit corridor again.
There you are.
This is going to be a pretty tough fight, I happen to know. Whoop. Thank goodness it reloads fairly quickly. And it doesn't help that he brings those guys into the fight. Or those guys. Let's table this discussion, shall we? And you can help.
I guess the Bureau should start looking for a new head of communications.
Of course, I still have to... Where'd this other one go off to before I can get through that? Come on, I know you're around here somewhere. Oh, great. Thank you. There, that was fairly quick.
Welcome back, Jesse. I took care of the Tomasi problem. Sorry, I forget he was a coworker. Don't apologize. That wasn't the real Tomasi. He died when the Hiss got him. You're right. I just didn't want to be insensitive. Sentimentality is a weakness in situations like these, Jesse. That's Bureau 101.
I don't think Emily's in danger of being called sentimental.
I don't either.
I should get going. Don't let me hold you up.
Three more ability points. Well, launch damage is now maxed out. That's 75, 125, 175, 275, 325% bonus damage from launch. Now we can work on maxing out launch, which is launch strength. That's 1 point. That's not going to be a problem. And multi-launch, but that's 8.
That's the block.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. There was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, the hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check this out.
this is actually part of the investigation sector is actually part of the DLC. It only becomes available after completing the Face of the Enemy mission.
Hello? Oh? Anyone here?
Guess not.
Official findings report, Ray Dr. Casper Darling. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation D084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous interviews regarding inhumane treatment of a prisoner currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of blank sector personnel, probably investigation sector, seemed to be wholly unaware of any such being contained there. One confirmed the code name to be blank, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the blank research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into blank research. Refer to file 9-82-0136 for the full report. Also, I noticed that we have a hotline entry here. Of course. The wake dialogue. Faden rides the elevator.
It's a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author, Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. Okay, sorry about that. Mr. Kirkland, here are the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor, researcher Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindsay Malcolm, Agent Charles Murray, and Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. Let's see what else is down here. Burrow Tractor, AI82-KE. Note, miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Male, Caucasian. 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Blunt force injuries to the head, lacerations of the left ear and cheek, blunt force injuries to the extremities, dislocation of the right knee, complete avulsion of the right upper extremity with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus, and extensive trauma to the abdominal region, complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from the scene. Conclusion. It is my opinion that Mr. Burroughs' death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Yeah, avulsion means it's missing, so... To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's blank. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our blank, probably referring to the director before, what's his name, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the blank loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that firebreak. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The director has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland.
It's not working. Probably lose power.
Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in awe cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for the other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. Now, somewhere around here, there's another power cube. To Chief Investigator Dennis. It happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our blank. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough, but why would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Cauldron Lake if they won't let me see any data? I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this crap hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Of course, having played Alan Wake 2, we know that it was the Koskela brothers interfering with it. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, blank was launched into the blank of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in behavior witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive behavior when interacting with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable interactions between Director Trench and between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the Dimensional Research Wing and the OOP kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's arguments as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any psychosis, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file blank for full report. Kirkland, I am growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are heading investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are now no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Yeah, I think we can guess who actually let the hiss in. Dr. Raya Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She suffered no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Refer to file 7-08-5286 for the full report. Let's see. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it's possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. It reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Bureau Tractor. Item is not in Bureau custody. No containment procedure known. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of Burrow Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panic calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communication staff, and a team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. And documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic blank and blank. Blank were brought into the oldest house and placed under blank examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic blank of paranaturally inclined blank. I'm sure they're talking about Dillon there. Not only is this in the breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human decency. This investigation team unequivocally condemns the Prime Candidate program and recommends that it be canceled immediately. Refer to file 9-82-0136 for a full report. Okay, well, we know where the power thing is. Now do we know where the cube is? I guess remove it from that one and carry it through here.
There. Now that gate should open.
Oh, probably. Incident A49. The purpose of Internal Investigation X039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of blank agents, at least 6. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researcher's notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the blank of blank, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive behavior. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. The air filters were changed, and an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Wake perhaps, entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it is likely that Mrs. Wake's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the blank. Investigation is ongoing. Refer to 6-23-0721 for full report. We'll be meeting up with an old friend here. Or an old, not really a friend, I should say.
But something definitely happened here.
Paracriminal Profile, the Blessed Organization. This group/individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object-to-power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals has ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed organization. Refer to 7-39-0922 for the full report. Oh, and hey, what do you know? 1, 2, 3.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. I found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Writing?
You found a way!
No! I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
That was Alan.
Give me a second. Where have you been? First time I've seen Nix in about 3 or 4 days.
Wait, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here? And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Anyone care to hazard a guess as to who we're going to be? Never mind, he just answered that.
Broke loose. Killed everyone it could. Lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. A resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Touching base with that again. That is not normal. Well, you know, we only have about 12 minutes left in the stream anyway, so I don't see much point in quitting the game and trying to restart and hope that goes away. We'll just pick it up there the next time where we get to face the thing that once was Hartman and continue with the main investigation since we've gotten most of the side quests out of the way. So I'm going to end it here. I want to thank everyone for coming. Again, for the new people, like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you for the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Nix, please get your butt out from in front of my monitor. See you next time.